Alright, welcome back fans and friends for this upcoming video. If you're not already aware, it'll be Mercury Cougar related because all three of these cars are the same model of car. They're not the same year and they're not the same generation. This is 1969 and 1970 Eliminator version of the Mercury Cougar. So the 1970 was the option. Sorry, 1969, 1970 was the only time the Eliminator option was offered. It was as the top trim. So the engines will, so what's important to know is it was only offered in 4 colors. So 3 of them are on this, 2 of them are in this video. The third one will be added very soon, 30 seconds. There's obviously this yellow one, the bright yellow, what's called competition blue. Then there's competition orange, and then a lighter one. I forget the 4th color. But anyway, and then I just included this one because this is actually my favorite version of the car at all. And this is a Greenlight Muscle Series 1968 Mercury Cougar XR7 GTE. So this would have been the top line offered the year before they came out with the Eliminator. I'm just including it because I like it the most. Other than that, you have 2. And why did I say 3 is because here we have the competition orange version of the car. So this is the latest ones that you can find on the shelf, Series 28 from GL Muscle. 1969 Mercury Cougar Eliminator. So we have the 351 engine, the 428 Cobra Jet in the yellow one. There was also the Boss engine, which is what I'm hoping is in this thing. And then another engine was offered as well. A few of them, I think, have I believe the 427. But since I have that extra 7, I don't really need another one with that. It'll be nice, but it's not necessary. Done this. Currently on that. I believe I have done this. I have a good one already. I'm not going to do that one maybe. If I see it on the shelf, I might. I did this one already, 2018, and I did not do this because, for the most part, the 2021 Ford Mustang Mach 1s look exactly like this one. And I already have, I think, 3. There are limits. Not all the time, but there are sometimes are. And because they include all of this in the series, you can just see there. You can get them if you want, if you happen to find them or order them. Once again, with the adult collectible die-cast vehicle, we have the 08824. So that's what we will be looking for on the underside to match it to this case, as if it'll make a difference once I open it. And you have Dodge and Chrysler there. You have BF Goodrich, which I don't remember seeing the tires on this car, and then the GM and the Ford. So the big 3 are represented there. That's a subset of Chrysler, and it's because they include all this. Although you never ever see Chevrolet, which is weird because a lot of the Chevrolet performance cars, usually from the 70s, are actually, a lot of them are Chevrolets. But they just back it under GM. Meanwhile, Dodge, which was and Plymouth, which are performance versions of Chrysler, always seem to get their separate little tag. But also remember that they've discontinued Plymouth and Mercury, so therefore Ford and Chrysler and Dodge and Ford instead of all that. That's why they did that. Anyway, and nothing else to cover with the packaging. They have the usual speedometer. Or maybe what they should do maybe is RPM, but I'm not the expert. So, competition orange Mercury Cougar Eliminator. We can just see there, Cougar on the back, Eliminator on the side. I do believe the other 2 do it slightly different because I remember this is a year earlier. This is the previous generation. So you have Cougar there, Eliminator there, exactly like the one we have. And then this one, I believe, does it differently, where it has just Eliminator and then Cougar nowhere else on the side. You have there on the back, just the symbol. Separate piece hood, Firestone tires. And then also this one has the difference as well. You see there the lip, so when you close it, this one has it just folded into the top. That's it. So they are slightly different. If so you wish, like I said, this one's 1969, so it'll be closely related to the one we're doing today. And this is the later one. This one's the one where they were to replace. You can just see there. That's how we know what the engine is. 428 Corporate Jet, not Super Corporate Jet, just the, let's just say, regular one. And unfortunately, this thing is already 6 years old. It's 5 years old. So they'll be much harder to get. Well, they release these things all the time, so you don't have to worry if you're wondering. Anyway, onto the front of the car. You have there the cutouts for the hood. There's the Mercury symbol. Nothing on the front license plate. They rarely do it. There's the front splitter. No manufacturing defects that I can see. Onto the left side, there you have the Eliminator Cougar, as I pointed out earlier. Nothing on the tires. So, black interior. There's defroster painted on wipers. There's the center thing in the dash. I don't see it on the other two, so I don't know if that's an issue or an error. What I mean is I don't see it here on that one, and I don't see it on this one. What GL is this? 161. And what GL is this? 161 as well. So all these Mercuries, including the XR7G, which I said before in a previous video, they have the same base and then they just slap on a different body. So onto the rear of the car, there you have no Barrett Jackson even, which is also further disappointing. I don't know what. It's the Cougar symbol just there in the middle. Rear spoiler is a little bit wonky, but otherwise is not poorly made. You can see it's just a slightly different color than the rest of the car, different shade. Right side, same as left side. Eliminator, easy to read. Cougar in cursive writing, easy to read. I don't see too many issues with the tires, and they seem to be free rolling, no grinding. And onto the other side, there you have the limited edition number. I believe that's the first time I've ever seen it on the axle. Yeah, you can see there where they printed it. There where they printed it. And then here where they've just imprinted it there. Silver on silver. So, not a new casting, 2019, but relatively recent. There, the 88th day of this year, which I believe is exactly the same as, what's on here? 08824. Transfer case, differential, there's the exhausts, but I don't see where the actual exhausts are. Those are the mufflers. Yeah, it just disappears on this car. Anyway, covered pretty much 90% of the car. If you like the competition orange, if you like the hood being painted separately, I think it's just a 1970 thing where they've done it differently. Because the hood is actually very different as well. It does not have that little front tooth. And so there we have it. I believe that's just the 351, the same as the one in here. Yeah, so it's just basically exactly the same. Even the blue on black with the silver for the radiator. And the one great thing about these ones, the previous generation, so that would be this one, doesn't do quite as well. But you can just see how wide the hoods open, which is fantastic, because often you have, especially with that, there's a bunch of them like the Camaro and stuff where the hoods don't open very well. And this one, you see how it opens and you don't have to force it shut. It just stays open. Anyway, fanboying over this once again. Relatively well-made Mercury Cougar. Eliminator with the 351 engine for green lights. Series 28 GL muscle. And it rolls very well, which is great. You can't use any of those breaking down Ford jokes. Anyway, fans and friends, this is Thomas from Toronto presenting you GL Muscles Series 28 Mercury Cougar Eliminator from the year 1969 in its competition orange. So therefore now, as of now, for the Eliminator series, the last one I believe I'm missing is the, I forget what the fourth color is. We have competition blue and orange. We have the yellow, white. I don't have the white one. This is not obviously an Eliminator, so it doesn't have those restrictions. Also, it has the most unique engine of the Mercuries that I have. Usually the ones I have from M2 are 390s because it's just the same as the Mustang or these 351s. And then this one just happens to have this weird engine. And then this one has the Corporate Jet which is also unique. But I do have Super Cobra jets in Torinos, not in the Mercury Cougar. So when they upsized the Mustang to the Torino's body, they obviously this one, which was based on the Mustang for this generation, ended up being a little bit bigger. It's not too much bigger, you can see in this one. It's easier to see in the M2s because, like I said before, they use the same shells, right? You can just see there it's not quite as filed down. And then you ended up with a much larger sports car, then they just upstyled it to fit the trim and the cost. Anyway, sorry about my rambling. Like I said, it's one of the ones I like the most from this era. Thanks for watching. This is Thomas from Toronto, and till the next one.